Hi, and thanks for joining us for our class today. So today we're going to do a full length class and we're going to work lots of different areas of our body. And we're going to start in standing and then come down to continue the class onto a mat. So make sure you always go to a level that you feel comfortable with, because most importantly, we want you to enjoy the class. Okay, so when you're ready, we'll get started in standing. Okay, so we're going to get started. So we're going to bring our toes apart and those heels apart. So those feet at that hip width distance. Just to start with, I want you to transfer that weight, come to the fronts of your feet and then back onto your heels. So just gently forwards and back. And just find that midpoint between those two movements, so that weight's going nice and evenly down through those feet. Knees are nice and soft, hands up onto your pelvis, very gently. We're going to just tilt that pelvis forward and then tilting it back. So just gently forwards and back. Again, just looking to find that midpoint between those two movements, so that pelvis in that nice neutral position. Lovely. That core gently engaged, ribs are soft, collarbones wide, and that neck nice and long and lifted from there. Lovely. So we're going to bring our elbows into our sides and just do some gentle chest openings from here. So take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to open out those hands, squeeze the shoulder blades gently back and folding in. So breathing out, so you're opening out, breathing as you're folding back. Good. So just opening out, squeeze the shoulder blades gently back and forwards. Keep those shoulders dropped down so that neck is staying long as we open out and fold back. Lovely. And again, squeezing gently back and forwards. Good. Opening out and back. Opening out and then back. Lovely. Now this next one we're going to open out. As we come back, we're going to drop our hands down, push those hands back and squeeze the shoulder blades together again. So opening out. Drop those hands down, push them back, squeeze the shoulder blades gently back. And up. Squeeze the shoulder blades gently back. Lovely. Keeping that neck long. Opening out. Push back and away. Good. Opening out and push back and away. Now on this next one, we're going to add in some legs. We're going to open out. And as we push our hands back, we're going to extend one leg behind. Back. Open out again. Good. Opposite leg this time. Push those hands away. Extend that leg back. And coming back up. Good. Now, as we extend that leg back, use those bottom muscles, squeeze the bottom muscles, we take the leg behind, open back. It's not a big movement, just a little extension through those legs as you come back. Good. Push back, squeezing back with that leg and up. Lovely. Push back, squeezing back and forwards. Good. Let's do one more each side. Squeeze back and forwards. Last time here, pushing back and away, and then back to that centre. Well done. Lovely. Relax those arms down, relaxing those shoulders there. Okay, so we're just going to work our balance series a little bit here. Still keeping those feet that hip width distance apart. We're going to float our hands up to shoulder height, come up onto those toes, bend the knees, lower the feet and down. Good. And again, float those hands up onto those toes, bend the knees, lower the feet and down. Good. And again, floating up on those toes. Bend the knees, lower the feet and down. Now make sure those knees are going over those toes. They shouldn't be knocking in or widening, keeping that control as you lower down. That core still gently engaged, helping control that movement. Lovely. Raise those hands up on those toes, bend the knees, lower the feet and down. Excellent. And again, floating up, bend the knees, lower the feet and down. Keep that core engaged. Well done. Up on those toes, bend the knees, lower the feet and down. Lovely. Reaching up, bend the knees and lowering down. Very good. Keeping those knees that hip width distance apart, going over those toes. Lovely. And again, lifting up, bend the knees, lower the feet and down. Good. Last few. Lifting up, bend the knees, lower the feet and down. And again, up on those toes, bend the knees, lower the feet and down. One last time. Reaching up, bend the knees, lower the feet and floating back down. Lovely. Relax those shoulders. Okay, so we're going to work our legs a little bit more now. So we're going to bring one leg just in front slightly. We're going to work into our flexion of our hips here. So the leg you're standing on, keep that knee soft. Don't let it lock back. That's going to work hard to support us here as well. So pelvis staying level. We're going to lift up through that hip and then tap down. So just flexing at the hip, lift up, tap down. Good. Knee soft on that leg you're standing on, remember. Pelvis staying level. Good. Lifting up and tapping down. Very good. Keeping that pelvis level, keeping up nice and tall, lifting and lowering. Well done. Okay, so on this next one, if you can, we're going to lift up, extend the knee, lower the leg down straight. Good. And again, lift up, extend the leg, lower down straight. Very good. Lift up, extend the leg, lower down straight. Very good. Lift up, extend the leg, lower down straight. Very good. So keeping that control. If that feels too much with that leg extending, just keep that hip flexing. So just keep the knee bent and lifting and lowering. Well done. So lift up, extend the leg, lower the leg back down. Well done. And again, lift up, extending and lowering. Very good. Nice and controlled, lowering down. Very good. Now on this next one, if you can, we're going to lift this leg, extend it. We're going to do 8 little pulses here. So we're going to go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower that leg down. Very good, well done. Okay, let's do the same on the other side. So opposite leg just in front, pelvis staying level, that core gently engaged, and we're going to lift up and tap down. Good, and again, lift up, tap down. So keeping that pelvis level, we're just flexing at this hip. No higher than that hip height, remember, just lifting and lowering. This leg that you're standing on is working hard to support you. Make sure that knee isn't locked back, nice and soft, as we're lifting and lowering from there. Well done. Lift up and down. And again, lift up and lower. Very good. Lifting and lowering. Lifting and lowering. Now again, on this next one, if you can, we're going to lift up, extend the leg, lower that leg down straight. Good. Lift up, extend the leg, lower down straight. Lovely. If that feels too much though, just stick with that hip flexion, keeping the knee bent. Good. And again, lift up, extend the leg, control that down straight. Well done. Lift up, extending, lowering down, keeping this pelvis level. Well done. Extending and lowering. Very good. And again, lift up, extending and lowering. Very good. Extend the leg, lower back down. Lifting, extending and lowering. Now on this last one, we're going to lift up, extend the leg if you can. Let's do 8 little pulses. So we're going to do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower that leg back down. Well done. Okay, so bring those legs back to that hip width distance apart. Knees are still soft. We're going to do our leg lifts out to the side. So we're going to work these glutes a little bit more here. So we're going to bring the leg up and out to the side and lower back down. If that feels too much, just reach that toe out to the side. But if you can, we're going to flex the foot, lifting up and out to the side. So pick what's comfortable. Still keeping that pelvis level. It's not a big movement. And this leg you're standing on, that knee soft, as we're lifting and lowering. So keep that midline the same. Head up nice and tall. You shouldn't be leaning over as we bring the leg out to the side. Very good. Lifting out and lowering. Lift up and lower. Well done. Very good. Still breathing. Don't hold your breath, remember. Good. Lifting and lowering. Well done. Very good. Now on this next one, I'm going to lift the leg. Keep it there if you can. We're going to do a little circle round one way. And let's change direction. And then back, and then lower that leg down. Oh, well done, very good. Okay, let's even it out and do the same on the other side. So we're going to bring the other leg out to the side, and we're going to lift up and lower. If that's too much, as I said before, just reach that toe out to the side and fold it back. So lifting and lowering. Still keeping that pelvis level, that midline the same, so you should be staying nice and square, standing up nice and tall. Good. This knee you're standing on is not locked back, nice and soft, remember, well done. Lifting and lowering. Very good. Lifting and lowering. Excellent, well done. Really working these glutes. This leg you're standing on is working hard as well. Well done. Now on this last one, we're going to bring that leg out to the side again, keep it here, and do a little circle round one way. And let's change direction. And back to that centre and lower that leg down. Very good, well done. Relax those legs. Okay, so let's bring those feet back to that hip width distance. Knees are soft and we're going to just stretch out through our sides. So we're going to reach one arm up and over to the side. Let this opposite arm just drop down by your side here. Really lengthening through this side. We're going to bend in the middle, coming around in a circle and then lifting back up. Very good. And again, reaching over. Lengthen through this side. Bending in the middle, we're coming around and then lifting back up. Lovely, one more time here. Reach over, lengthen through that side, bend through the middle, we're going to come around and then lifting back up to the ceiling. Well done. Relax that arm back down. Opposite arm, we're going to reach up, drop that hand down, really lengthen through that side. We're going to bend through the middle, coming around, and then lifting back up. Lovely. And again, reaching over, lengthen through the side. We're going to bend in the middle, coming around, and then back up. Good. Last time, reach over, lengthen through the side, bend through the middle, coming around in that circle, and then back up nice and tall, and relax those arms back down. Well done. Okay, so let's just begin our spines moving with a few roll downs from here. Feet still that hip width distance. We're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, drop that chin down, just curling slowly down towards the floor. Take a breath in here. As you breathe out, slowly restacking gently back up into standing. Well done. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that chin down, slowly curling down, rolling down into that C shape, coming down towards the mat. Breath in here. And as you breathe out, slowly restacking again, back up into standing. So we're going to do last couple. I'm going to come to the end of my mat because I'm going to roll down onto the mat in a second. So we're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, drop that chin down, rolling slowly down towards the floor. Breath in at that end point here, and as you breathe out, gently restacking again, nice and slowly back up into standing. Lovely. Last time, this time we're going to come down onto our mat. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that chin down, rolling those hands slowly down towards the floor. Take a breath in here. As you breathe out, sink down that a little bit further. Breath in and out. And relax those knees, and we're going to walk our hands down. We're going to come down onto our mats into 4-point kneeling, and we're going to continue our class here. Okay, so we continue the class here in this 4-point kneeling position. So hands are underneath those shoulders, knees are underneath those hips. The elbows are soft, so the insides of the elbows should be facing each other, not locked back. So just keep those elbows nice and soft throughout. Okay, so we're just going to start with a gentle cat stretch movement just to move our spines a little bit more in this position. So we're going to tuck our head under, arch that back up, flexing the spine, and then we'll drop down, look up and extend the spine from there. Good. So tucking under, arching up, drop down, look forwards. So just flexing and extending through that spine, just mobilising gently through that movement. Well done. Dropping down and extending up. Lovely. And on this next one, we're just going to find that midpoint between those two movements. So that back's nice and flat, that tailbone's just tucked under, and that belly button's just drawn gently up towards the spine. Lovely. So we're going to go into our swimming movement from here. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, I want you to lengthen one leg away, just parallel with the floor, and then we're going to fold the leg back. So breathe out as you lengthen the leg away. Breathe in as you fold back. So keeping that back nice and flat as you lengthen the leg away and fold back in. Good. So lengthening away and then folding back. Good. Breathing out as you lengthen, breathe in as you fold back. Now, if that's comfortable, we can add in that opposite arm lengthening and folding back. So breathing out as you lengthen, opposite arm, opposite leg, breathe in as you fold back. Breathing out. Breathing in. Good. Now keep this neck nice and long. So looking down just straight at the mat, not looking at your feet or your hands. So keeping that neck lengthened. Lovely. Now we often say, imagine you've got that tray of drinks on your back. You want to keep that back nice and flat. And actually, if you were to lift your arm and leg too high, you'd feel that stability loss. So just try and think about that tray there, and you're just lengthening and folding back. Well done. Reaching away and folding back. Lovely. Reach away and folding back. Good. Reach away and fold back. A few more here. Reaching away and folding back. Lovely. Just lengthening through the body as you reach away and fold back. Those elbows staying soft, not locked back. Remember, inside of the elbows should just be facing each other there. Well done. Reaching away and folding back. A few more here. Breathing out as you lengthen away, breathing in as you're folding back. Breathing out, breathing in. Good. And again, breathing out, breathing as you fold back. Good, let's do one more each side. Folding back, breathing out, and then folding back again from there. Well done. Okay, just come off those wrists for a second. Let's have a little stretch out here. Just breathe in and out here. Drop that bottom down onto your heels, just lengthening through. Reach those fingertips away here as well. Breath in and out, just sinking down. Well done. And out, relaxing down. Good, and then we're going to come back up into that 4-point kneeling position. Hands still under those shoulders, elbows soft, knees underneath those hips as well. Okay, so we're going to work our glutes a little bit more here in the fire hydrant movement. So keeping those elbows soft, we're going to take one leg, we're going to stay with the same leg, and we're going to bring the leg out to the side and folding back. Now I'm still keeping that pelvis level as I open out and fold back. Opening out and fold back. Now you often feel it quite a bit in the leg that's still on the ground because that's really working hard to stabilise you here. So that's normal. We're opening out and folding back. It's not a huge movement. We're just opening out through that hip, fold back. Opening out, folding back. Good. Few more here. Keeping that control. Opening out and folding back. Well done. Open out and fold back. Good. Working hard. Few more, very good. Still breathing in and out, don't hold your breath, well done. Good. Let's do one more here. And folding back, well done. Okay, let's do the same on the other side. So same again, we're going to reach that leg out to the side, folding back, keeping that back flat, opening out and folding back. So just opening out through those hips and folding back. Good. Breathing in and out here, don't hold your breath, breathing out and in. Good, so sticking with that same side. As I said before, this leg that's stabilising you is working really hard. You're probably going to really feel it there in those glutes as well. A bit of a double whammy exercise. Good, opening out, folding back. Good, opening out and folding back. Good, last few. Good. And let's just do one last one. Opening out and folding back. Very good. Drop down again, come off those wrists a second. Let's have a nice stretch out here. So just breathing in and out, just sinking down. Breath in and out. Relaxing down. Reach those fingertips away. Drop that bottom down onto your heels. Good. And again, breath in. And as you breathe out, relaxing down, just sinking down that little bit further if you can from there. Well done. Okay, so we're going to come straight down onto our fronts from here. So we're going to come down onto our tummies. If you've got a thin little block or a pillow or something you can use, a little towel, just rest that onto your forehead. But to start with, we're going to work our legs, so you can just have your hands resting on your forehead, resting on your hand if that's more comfortable. So feet that hip width distance apart here. We're going to go into a one leg kick. So make sure that belly button's just drawn up towards your spine, that tailbone's tucked under, so we're still in that nice neutral position here. And we're going to start by bending at the knee. We flex the foot, point, flex, and then lower the leg down. So we're going to alternate sides. So we go flex, point, flex, and lower that leg down. And again, opposite side, flex, point, flex, and lower. So we're really bending the knee, flex, point, flex, and lower. Good. Flex, point, flex, and lower. So moving that leg with enthusiasm. So making sure it's kind of working quite dynamically as we're bending the knee. So flex, point, flex, and lower. And again, flex, point, flex, and lower. Good. And again. And then lowering that leg down. Good. And lower. So we're going to go flex, point, flex, and lower. Now on this next one, if you can, we can add in some extension. So we lift and lengthen that leg away. So we go flex, point, flex, lift, and lengthen. So flex, point, flex, extend and lengthen that leg as one. And again, flex, point, flex, lift and lengthen. Good. And again, flex, point, flex, lift and lengthen. Good. And again, flex, point, flex, extend and lengthen that leg away. Very good. So alternating sides, keeping that core engaged, keeping that control as you lengthen that leg away. Good. Flex, point, flex. Use those bottom muscles to lift and lengthen. Good. If you need to, squeeze those bottom muscles together. Should be those bottom that's working, not your back. Good. Flex, point, flex, extend and lengthen. Lovely. Flex, point, flex, extend and lengthen. Very good. A few more here. Extend and lengthen. Good. Working through those legs as we flex, point, flex and lengthen away. Good. Flex, point, flex, extend and lengthen. Very good. Excellent. Flex, point, flex, extend and lengthen. Very good. Flex, point, flex, extend and lengthen. Let's do one more each side. Reaching that leg away. Lovely. Last time. Extend and lengthen. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to drop my head down either onto the mat, or if you've got that little pillow or towel, small block, just rest your forehead on it, just something quite thin. I'm going to bring my hand into that sort of L shape either side of me. My legs are just that hip width distance apart. Now I want you to keep this chin tucked in here, and we're going to just work our upper body. So just really great, these muscles for our posture. So we take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to keep my chin tucked in, and I'm just going to lift my breastbone, my head off that block. Breath in, and as you breathe out, just lowering back down. Now it's not a big movement. Breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up. Breath in to hold, and lowering down. Good. And again, breath in as you breathe out. Now keeping that chin tucked in, because often we want to cheat and poke our chin forwards with this exercise. So people, you often want to do that, but we want to keep it lengthened. So we want to keep this neck long as we lift up. So sometimes we describe, imagine you've got a little peach tucked under that chin. You don't want to let it drop out. So if you let your chin poke forwards, you'd lose that peach. So just think about that as you're doing it. And lowering. Breathe in as you breathe out, lifting up. And lowering down. Now if you're quite comfortable here, as we lift up, you can then bring those hands lifting off the mat as well, and then lower down together. Breath in as you breathe out, lifting up, breastbone and those hands, and lower down. So that's going to work it a little bit harder. If that feels too much, just stick with that head and breastbone, and lowering down. Good. Just do a few more here, keeping that neck long. Don't lose your peaches. Keep that chin tucked in. Well done. Lift up and lowering down. Well done. Keeping that control. Just working that upper back. Just the last couple here. And lowering. Let's do one last one. Lifting and lowering down. Well done. Okay, so let's just stretch out in this position into a cobra stretch while we're here. Keep those hands in that L shape. Bring our feet just slightly wider than those hips from there. We're going to take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're just going to peel the body just as far as you're comfortable to go into that extension position. Lifting up, keeping that neck long. Breath in here. Then as you breathe out, walking that tummy, those ribs, breastbone, then that head back down to the mat. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, peeling up, just peeling up through that spine into that extension position, just to where you're comfortable. Neck staying nice and long, breath in. And as you breathe out, slowly walking that tummy, those ribs, breastbone, and head back down onto the block. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up, lengthening through. Well done. Breath in here. Then as you breathe out, slowly peeling back down onto the mat from there. Very good. Well done. Okay, so we're going to just pop that thinner block to the side. If you've got a thicker block or a towel, we're going to use that now. And we're going to come round onto our sides. Just dropping down onto our sides. Just use that to support our neck, to keep that in a nice lengthened position. Okay, so to start with, we're going to straighten both legs out. Let's have your feet just slightly in front of you, just a tad there. Keeping those hips stacked. Core gently engaged, and we're going to lift this leg up and out to the side and lower back down. It's a little bit like we did in standing, so we're going to lift up and lower. If you can, point the toes to lift up, flex the foot to lower. Point the toes to lift up, flex the foot to lower. So still keeping those hips stacked as we lift and lower through this top leg. Well done. And again, lifting and lowering. Good. So working these side glute muscles here, these glute med muscles. So we're lifting and lowering through that leg. Well done. Lift up and lower. And again, lifting and lowering. Keeping those hips stacked as we lift and lower. And again, lift and lower. Well done. Good. Lifting and lowering. Well done. Now on this next one, as we did in stand, we're going to lift up. Keep that leg lifted. We're going to do a little circle round one way. And let's change direction. And then bring that leg back down again from there. Well done. Bend those knees up. Drop that leg in front. Let's give that a little rest, a little stretch out there. Well done. So we'll keep this top leg resting. While we're doing that, we can either just have a rest here or lengthen the lower leg, and we can do a few little pulses of that inner thigh here. So just breathing in and out as we're pulsing through that lower leg, keeping that upper body relaxed, that core gently engaged as we're pulsing through that leg here. Well done. Breathing in and out, just pulsing that leg. Good. A few more here. Breath in and out. Good. Breathing in and out. And then just relax that leg back down. Well done. Okay, so we're going to bend both legs back up again. We do our side kick movement from here. So again, keeping those hips stacked, that core gently engaged, we're going to lift this top leg just to this hip height level, and we're going to glide the leg forwards and then gliding it back. So imagine it's on a little table, we're gliding that leg forwards and gliding back, keeping that control as you glide forwards and then glide back. And again, gliding forwards and gliding back. If that's comfortable, we can straighten that leg and glide forwards and glide back. If the leg's straight, you can point the toes to glide forward, flex the foot to glide back. Point the toes to glide forward, flex the foot to glide back. So keeping that leg at that hip height level as you glide the leg forwards and glide the leg back. So point the toes to glide forward, flex the foot to glide back. Point the toes to glide forward, flex the foot to glide back. If you want to challenge it a little bit further, we can straighten that lower leg just to make that stability a little bit less. So it's going to challenge that a little bit further. Make sure that leg's staying at that hip height level, really working these glutes to keep that there. Well done. Gliding forwards, gliding back, keeping that control. Well done. We'll just do a few more here. Well done. Gliding forwards, gliding back. Good. And again, glide that leg forwards, gliding back. Glide forwards, gliding back. Keeping that leg at that hip height level, really challenging those glutes. Well done. And glide back. Gliding forwards, gliding back. Let's just do one more. Glide forwards and glide back. Come back to that centre, lower that leg back down. Well done. Bend those legs up. Okay, so we're going to drop this block down onto the floor. So have your head at the front of it, arms out in front, and we're going to go into our arm opening stretch from here. So let's just lift up this top arm, opening out, coming round and back just as far as you feel comfortable, and then slowly coming back to that start. And again, lifting up this top arm, opening out through that chest, looking round and back, and then back to that start again. And again, lift up through that top arm, opening out through that chest, looking round and back, and then back to that start. Good. Lifting up, opening around and back, following your head on that block, just rolling on that block here. Well done. Lifting up, opening around and back, back to that start. Good. And again, lifting up, round and back, and forwards. Lovely. So just opening up through that chest, looking round and back, and forwards. Good. Let's just do last couple here. Lifting up, opening around and back, and forwards. Good. And then back to that start again. Well done. Okay, so let's come up and over onto the opposite side. Do the same again. So bring that block round with you. We're going to come down onto our side from here. So again, just using it just to support your head there and that neck. So as we did before, we're going to have both legs out just straight in front. Just bring those feet just slightly forward, so we've got a very slight flexion through that hip. And as we did before, we're going to lift this top leg up and out to the side and lower back down. So just as far as you're comfortable to do. So we're going to lift up and lower. Point the toes to lift up, flex the foot to lower if you can. So keep those hips stacked as we're lifting and lowering through that leg. Well done. Point the toes to lift up, flex the foot to lower. Point the toes to lift up, flex the foot to lower. Good. Lifting and lowering. Point this toes to lift up, flex the foot to lower. Well done. Keeping that control, keeping those hips stacked. Well done. Lifting and lowering. Very good. Lifting and lowering from there. Well done. Good. Lifting and lowering. Okay, now on this next one, as we did before, lifting up, keeping that lifted. Let's do a little circle around one way. Good. And the opposite direction. And then bring that leg back to that center, lower that leg down, well done, bend those knees back up, very good. Let's drop top leg down, just have a little rest there, stretch out through that top leg. While we're resting this top leg, if you want to, we can just lengthen that lower leg and do a few little pulses of that inner thigh here. So just breathing out while we do that, upper body relax, that core gently engaged, we're just pulsing through that lower leg while we're giving this top leg a little rest, well done. So just breathing in and out, just while we're holding this position, good. Breathing in and out, pulsing that leg, good. One more breath in and out, and relax that leg down, well done. So let's bend our legs back up again, and we're going to do our side kick movement as we did before. So keeping these hips stacked, we're going to lift this top leg just to that hip height level, remember. Imagine that leg's on that table, we're going to glide that leg forwards and then gliding it back. So keeping that control through that pelvis as we glide forwards and glide back. Good. All the while keeping that leg at that hip height level to really challenge and work these glutes here as well. Well done. Gliding forwards, gliding back. Now if that's comfortable as before, we can straighten the leg, glide the leg forwards, glide the leg back. If that leg's straight, then we can point the toes to glide forward and flex the foot to glide back. Point the toes to glide forward, flex the foot to glide back. Keeping that nice and stable through this center here. If you're feeling too much rolling or rotation through that pelvis, just make this movement a little bit smaller through that leg. Good. As before, if you want to challenge it a little bit more, then you can straighten that lower leg. That's going to reduce that support we've got there. So just make that a little bit more challenging. So gliding forwards, gliding back, keeping that control as you glide the leg forwards, gliding back. Point the toes to glide forward, flex the foot to glide back. Point the toes to glide forward, flex the foot to glide back. Well done. Nice and controlled. Gliding forwards, gliding back. Well done. Glide forwards, glide back. Glide forwards and glide back. Well done. Really working these glute muscles, keeping that leg at that hip height level. Well done. Last few. Gliding forwards, gliding back. Glide forwards and glide back. Well done. Let's do one more. Glide forwards and glide back, coming back to that center, lower that leg down, bend those knees back up, well done. Okay, we'll give our legs a little rest. We're going to drop that block down to the floor as we did before. Have our head at the front of it, our arms out in front. We're going to go into our arm opening stretch from here. So we're going to lift up this top arm, opening out through that chest, looking round and back, the head just rolling on that block, and then coming forwards. And again, lifting up that top arm, opening out, coming around and back, and then back to that start again. Well done. And again, lifting up, opening around and back, looking round, and then back to that center. Well done. And again, lifting up, opening out, looking round and back, and then back to that center. And again, lifting up, opening around and back, following with that head. Remember, don't pull through your shoulder too much, just bend that elbow if you need to, coming around and back, and then back to that center. Well done. And again, lifting up, opening around and back, and then back to the center. Okay, just do last few here, lifting up and back. Good. And then back. Lovely. One more time, lifting up that top arm, opening out through that chest, coming round and back, and then back to that start. Well done. Okay, so we're going to drop that block down. We'll use it. Don't need to use it now. So we're going to come down onto our backs. I'm just going to work a little bit more in this position. So have our feet and knees that hip width distance apart. Just to start with, tilt that pelvis forwards and back. Just look to find that midpoint between those two movements. That pelvis in a nice neutral position. That core's gently engaged, ribs are soft, collarbones wide, and that neck nice and long and lifted. Well done. Okay, so let's go into our bridge from here. So I'm going to take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to tuck that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. As you breathe out, walk that spine slowly back down onto the mat. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. Then as you breathe out, walking slowly back down that spine onto the mat. Lovely. And again, breath in. As we breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, use those bottom muscles, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. Then as you breathe out, walking that spine slowly back down onto the mat. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge, breath in here. And as you breathe out, walking gently back down onto the mat. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up. If you want to challenge it a little bit more, if we come up into this bridge position, we can stretch a leg and back down, and then lowering back down again. Good. And again, breath in as you breathe out. If you're adding any movement with that leg, try and keep this pelvis nice and level. We're watching for that bottom dipping. So you want to keep that pelvis nice and level. If we do that, if that feels a bit too much, then just keep those feet down. We can add that if you want to challenge it a little bit further. Good. And walking slowly down. Good. And again, tucking that pelvis under. Use those bottom muscles. Keep those bottom muscles engaged to help lift you and maintain this level position. Well done. And slowly lowering down. Good. Tucking that pelvis under, lifting up. Use that bottom. If you can, we can extend the leg. And then lowering down again. Well done. Lifting up. A few more here. Extend the leg if you can. And lowering down. Well done. And peeling that spine one vertebra at a time back down. Let's just do the last couple here. Tucking under, lifting up, keeping that pelvis level, lengthening if you want to, lowering down. One last time. And lowering down. Good. Now we're going to keep our feet down if you've been lifting them. We're going to do last few together. We're going to add our arms in. So we're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to tuck that pelvis under, lifting up into this bridge. Keep this level. Then we're going to raise our hands up to the ceiling, shoulder blades down, and then keep those hands there as we walk our spine slowly back down onto the mat and float the hands to join. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge, float the hands up to the ceiling, shoulder blades down, and then walking that spine gently back down and float the hands down to join. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge, float the hands up to the ceiling, shoulder blades down, walk that spine gently back down onto the mat and float the hands down. Well done. One more time, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up, float those hands up to the ceiling, shoulder blades down, walk that spine slowly back down onto the mat and float the hands down to join. Well done. Okay, so we're going to work through those hips a little bit like we did in standing with our scissors movement. So still keeping that neutral position of the pelvis, that core is engaged. We're going to float one leg up into this tabletop position. Now keeping the knee at this 90-degree angle, we're going to tap that foot down, back up and lower. Then opposite leg lifting up, tap down, back up and lower. Good. And again, opposite leg, lift up, tap down, back up and lower. And again, lift up, tap down, back up and lower. Good. And again, lift up, tap down, back up and lower. Now if that's comfortable there, we can bring both legs up into double tabletop if you can. And we're going to tap the foot down, alternating sides. Keep that tummy nice and flat. If you start to feel your back is arching or your tummy's really doming, come down to that single leg, reset and come back again. We don't want to lose that control through that center. So tapping that foot down, back up, tap down, back up, keeping that tummy nice and flat as you're tapping down and back up. Well done. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out as you lower, breathe in as you lift back up. Very good. Keeping that control here, tapping down, lifting up. Good. Tap down and lift up. Tapping down and lifting up. Well done. And again, tapping down, lifting up. Well done. And up. Good. Now, if you can, for the last few, we can go a little bit quicker. We breathe in and out. Breathing in and out for 2. Breathing in for 2 and out for 2. Breathing in and out. Good. Last few here if you can. If that feels too much, either go back to that slower level or that single leg. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Good. One more breath in and out. and then coming back to that start, lowering those legs down. Let's bring those knees in, have a hug, and stretch out through that back. Well done. So just breathing in and out here. On that out breath, if you can, just sink down into that stretch that little bit further. So breath in, as you breathe out, relaxing down that little bit further into that stretch. And again, breath in and out, relaxing down. Well done. And again, breath in and out, relaxing down that little bit further. Good. And then just lowering those legs down one at a time. Okay, so still keeping those feet and knees at hip width distance apart. We're just going to work into our hips with a hip twist movement from here. So hip bones pointing up to the ceiling. I want you to imagine you've got those headlights on those hip bones and they're going to stay pointing up to the ceiling there. So we're just going to let one knee fall out to the side, just as far as you can. Keep that control, keep those headlights pointing upwards, and then fold that leg back again. So opposite side, opening out and then folding back. Good. And again, opening out and folding back. And again, open out that leg and folding back. Good. So breathing out as you open that leg out, breathing in as you fold back up. Breathing out as you open out, breathing in as you fold back. Good. So keeping those hip bones pointing up to the ceiling, keeping those headlights pointing forwards. If you're feeling that's too much rolling or rotation through that pelvis, just make that movement a little bit smaller because we're just losing that control. Well done. If that's comfortable there, we can bring one leg into single tabletop, opening out, fold back, lower back down. Opposite leg, opening out, folding back. As you're bringing that single leg, make sure this opposite leg's staying steady. It's not moving in sympathy, so keeping that leg that's on the ground nice and stable as you're opening out. If that's comfortable there, we can bring both legs up into double tabletop, then just one leg at a time, opening out and folding back. So breathing out as you're opening out, breathing as you're folding back, breathing out and breathing in. Good. Keeping that control, keeping those headlights, those hip bones pointing up towards the ceiling. Well done. Opening out, folding back. Nice and controlled here. Folding back. Good. It's not a huge movement. It's all about that control. Well done. If you're finding that movement is too big, remember, make that movement a little bit smaller. It's quite normal that as you move up through those levels that movement will be smaller than when it was at the start. So that's normal. So just bear that in mind when you're doing it. Good. And if you're changing levels. Well done. Breathing out, opening out, breathing in as you fold back. Very good. Do last few here, keeping that control, opening out, folding back. Well done. Again, opening out, fold back. Let's do one more each side. And then folding back from there and lowering those legs back down. Well done. Okay, so let's just lengthen through our body. So lengthen those hips that we've worked as well. So we'll do our opposite arm, opposite leg movement. Now, when you're doing this exercise, I really want you to think about what's happening through these ribs and those hip bones. So I want you to think about that distance between the ribs and the hip bones here. And as we add our arm and leg movement in, don't let that distance change. So we don't want to see those ribs lifting. We don't want to see them flaring. We want to keep that distance the same. So keep that control, keep that tight through that center. So we can either slide one leg along the floor or reach it along. And we're going to reach the opposite arm above your head. And then we're going to fold them back together. So reaching away, lengthening through and folding back. So just think about that lengthening away and folding back movement. Good. Reaching away, lengthening, opposite arm, opposite leg, folding back. So your arm is not necessarily trying to touch the mat behind you. You're just keep going as far as you feel you can keep that lengthen, that control through that middle without letting those ribs flare. So we're connecting that upper and lower body. It's a nice movement to do to feel that little bit taller as well. Just lengthening through the body. Well done. Lengthen and fold back. So breathing out as you lengthen away, breathing in as you fold back. Breathing out as you lengthen, breathing as you fold back. Well done. Breathing out, breathing in. Lovely. Lengthening through that body. So either just hovering that leg above or sliding along the mat, whatever you feel comfortable to do. Reaching away, lengthening that leg and folding back. making sure those ribs aren't flaring, keeping that distance between those ribs and those hip bones the same. Well done. A few more here. Reaching away and folding back. Lovely. Reaching away and folding back. Let's do one more each side. And folding back. Lovely. And fold back. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to stretch out a little bit more. Bring our arms down by your side or out to the side of you. We're going to drop our knees over to one side. Turn your head to the opposite side if you can. Use those toe muscles to bring those knees back up. Then over to that opposite side, turning that head. Using those toe muscles, coming up and over. And then dropping over to that opposite side. So just opening out, lifting back up. Dropping the knees over, turning that head to that opposite direction, coming back up and over to that opposite side. Good. So just rotating side to side from there, coming back up and over from there. Well done. So just that gentle rotation movement just to open out through that spine. Drop those knees over, use those toe muscles to bring those knees back up and then over to that opposite side, opening out. And dropping over, turning side to side, well done, and back up. Good. Dropping those knees over, turning that head, opening out, and back up. Last few here, dropping over each side, well done. We'll just do one more each side here, and over. And then back to that centre. Well done. Bring those arms back down by your side. Okay, so we're going to stretch out through our bottom muscles we've worked now. So one foot onto the opposite knee. Allow the leg just to relax open there. If that's enough of a stretch, then just stay there. Or if you can, we're going to bring the other leg up and towards you just as far as you feel comfortable, just to feel that stretch into that bottom, that upper thigh here. So we're going to hold this stretch here, just breathing in and out on that out breath if you can. Just relaxing down into that stretch that little bit further if you can. So just breathing in and out, relaxing down into that stretch if you're able to. I'm just holding that here, well done. So just breathing in and out, upper body relaxed, no tension through those shoulders, good. Breathing in and out as we hold that here. Good. Let's just do one more breath in and out. Good, and then relaxing that leg back down. We do the same on the other side, opposite foot onto the other knee. Allow that leg just to relax open there. If that's enough of a stretch, then just stay there. Or if you can, we're going to bring the other leg up and towards you, just as far as you feel comfortable. Then we're holding this stretch here. So just breathing in and out on the out breath if you can. Just relax down into that stretch, that little bit further if you can. Holding that stretch here. So breath in and out. Just relaxing down, well done. So just holding that to where you're comfortable, no tension again through that upper body, just keeping those shoulders relaxed, that neck relaxed on the mat. Just breathing in and out here. On the out breath if you can. Again, just relax down that little bit further, well done. One more time, breath in and out. Relaxing down, well done. So we'll relax that leg back down. We're going to stretch out through our hamstrings down, knee up to the ceiling, lengthen through the back of the leg. Feeling that stretch through the back of the leg there. Toes pointing up to the ceiling. We're going to hold this stretch. So just lengthen through the back of the leg. Holding that there. Breathing in and out as we lengthen through the back of the leg. Well done. Then we can just change the stretch just slightly by pointing and flexing through that ankle. So just adding that little bit of ankle movement in here as we point and flex. Good. Pointing and flexing through that ankle. And then just pointing those toes again, lengthen through the back of the leg, just holding that stretch here, well done. Breathing in and out as we hold that stretch. Good. And relax that leg back down, well done. We're going to start on the other side, knee up to the ceiling, lengthen through the back of the leg, toes pointing up to the ceiling, we're going to hold this stretch here. So just breathing in and out, holding that stretch. Good, breath in and out. Just relaxing down, well done, breath in. Lengthen through just as far as comfortable, no tension in that upper body. And if you can, we'll add that little bit of ankle movement in. We're going to point and flex through the foot here. Good, pointing and flexing. Just moving through that ankle gently here. Pointing and flexing. Good. And then just hold that stretch again, toes pointing up to the ceiling. Lengthening through the back of the leg. Good. And then bend the knee back down, coming back to that start. Okay, so we're going to come round and up into sitting. So do a few little stretches here to finish off. So either sit with your legs crossed or legs out in front, whatever's more comfortable for you. Just relax those shoulders. We're sitting nice and evenly through those sitting bones here as well. Fantastic. So let's just have our hands just resting on our knees here. We're going to do a few Y stretches to finish. So we're going to take a breath in. As we breathe out, reach those hands up in that Y shape and lower back down. Good. And again, reaching up, lengthening through and lowering down. And again, reaching up and lowering down. Good. And again, reach up, lengthening through and lowering down. One more time, reaching up and lowering back down. Good. Then we're going to drop one hand down, reach the opposite hand over, lengthen through that side into that mermaid stretch, lifting back up and over. Opposite arm, reaching over, lengthen through, breathing in and out. Good. And again, each side, reaching over, breath in and out. Good. Reaching over, breath in here and out. And then we just relax those arms down. Fantastic. I hope you've enjoyed the class today. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.